Hi, I'm Carl from Apt, and this is the 77-inch Samsung S95C series QD-OLED TV, and it is amazing. In this video, I'll be going over its specs and features, talking about the picture quality, and I'll also be talking about why this is a TV you should absolutely consider adding to your home theater, so stick around. To start, this screen is huge. 77 inches when you're standing right next to it is really big, so you'll want to be at least 9 feet away to really enjoy this particular screen size. But don't worry, if that's too big for your space, you can also get this one in 55 or 65 inches as well. And you don't lose anything with the smaller screen sizes. All the features I'll be talking about in this video are the same no matter which size you end up with. Even the pedestals are almost the same. For the 77-inch model, it's 14.2 inches by 11.3 inches, and the 55 and 65 are 14.2 inches by 10.5 inches. Fairly compact given the size of the screens, which is great news if you have a smaller TV stand that you plan on using. Another great design feature is the monitor itself. Because the S95C uses Samsung's One Connect box to house all the connections and the power supply, it keeps the TV's profile super thin if you're putting it on the wall. The screen's only 0.4 inches deep all the way from top to bottom, so it can look literally like a poster when it's hanging on your wall if you use a low profile mount and hide the One Connect box. If you're not already familiar with that, the One Connect box is where you're going to find all the connections with one exception. There's a single USB-C connection on the back of the TV that you can use for hooking up a camera. As for what's located on the box itself, you've got an Ethernet port, optical audio output, an antenna connection with an ATSC 3.0 tuner for pulling in 4K over-the-air broadcasts. There's an X-Link connection and two 5-volt half-amp USB Type A's. Then you have the HDMIs. There's 4 of them, and they're all HDMI 2.1. Number 3 has your enhanced audio return channel, and in a slight upgrade over the S95B series, they're all capable of displaying 4K at up to 144 Hz. So not only is this going to be a great gaming TV for your Xbox Series X and your PlayStation 5s, but now you get that little extra bump if you're gaming on your PC. Moving on, you have another 5-volt USB Type A with a 1 amp rating that can be used to power a streaming media player, or you can plug in an external drive there as well. Finally, you have Bluetooth 5.2 and Wi-Fi 5 for all your wireless connections. For audio, the S95C uses a 4.2.2 channel setup that gets 70 watts of power, and it's compatible with Dolby Atmos audio. And it sounds okay, but this picture deserves better sound. Honestly, it's impressive that Samsung can even fit speakers into this TV given how slim it is, but they just don't do the picture justice. So if you're planning on adding this one to your home theater, you should probably consider budgeting some money for additional audio too if you don't already have a surround system or a soundbar at home. The operating system is almost identical to the 2022 models, and it's very easy to navigate, and you can do that all through the Samsung SmartThings app on your phone or with the redesigned remote. It's smaller than last year's, but it still has the little solar panel on the back to charge it. The only thing missing is the multi-view button. The TV still has multi-view, but the only way I could find to access it was through the TV menu. Pressing the home button, if you can believe it, brings up the home screen. On the left side of the screen, starting up at the top, you've got a search menu that's going to let you search for different content across multiple platforms. Now, under that, there's ambient mode, which is a way to display different types of wallpapers on the screen when you're not watching a show. Then you've got Samsung's Game Hub, where you can play games right off the TV, no gaming console required, but you will need a game controller, which does not come with the TV. It features services from Xbox, Luna, Nvidia, and Utomic. Some of the games are going to require payment, but there are some free ones to play as well. Now, under the Gaming Hub is Media, which is where you're going to see all your apps. There's a recently viewed window, you can see what's on now, and scrolling down, you'll see a variety of other content that's available to watch. Some you have to pay for, but there are lots of others that are free to view. At the bottom of that side menu are connected devices where you can choose from your sources to watch, like a Blu-ray player or a streaming media device. And finally is the settings menu where you can access different picture, sound, and network options. And speaking of the picture, this one is stunning. Last year's S95B was great too, but this really takes it to another level. These QD-OLED TVs really are amazing. It's extremely bright, so you're not gonna have any trouble using this in a well-lit room. In fact, we've got some pretty high-powered studio lights going in here right now, and the picture isn't getting washed out at all. And it has an anti-reflection coating, which also helps take care of reflections. The colors look incredibly natural too, and black levels are inky and dark, but don't seem crushed, so you get a lot of great shadow detail. Plus, Samsung has a calibration option on the SmartThings app that lets you calibrate the picture using your phone's camera. The feature is really easy to use, and we found that it did have a noticeable impact on the picture quality. But if you don't want to go through that step, you can always choose from one of the preset picture options in the settings. The S95C upscales well too, playing back 1080p content or even 720p still looked nice and sharp, so don't be afraid to throw some older DVDs up on the screen. Motion looks natural as well. If you're someone who watches a lot of sports or action in general, you're really gonna like this one. You can turn the picture clarity feature off, set it to auto, or customize it to your liking. We found that the auto mode worked out well for the majority of what we were watching. If you find that you're not liking it on auto though, we would suggest just turning the feature off altogether unless you really want to get into the weeds and try to make the adjustments yourself. But we really didn't find it to be worth the time because of how well the auto setting worked. This TV really does not have many flaws, but I'm going to talk about some of the areas you'll want to pay attention to if you're planning on adding this to your home theater. First, Samsung TVs are still not compatible with Dolby Vision. They've stuck with the HDR10 Plus format here for displaying dynamic metadata with your HDR. And while HDR10 Plus content looks really good, there just isn't quite as much of it available, although it does seem to be gaining a little bit of traction. Prime Video, for example, does carry a good variety of HDR10 Plus content. Also, like I mentioned earlier, the sound quality. It's not bad, but to really make this worthwhile, you'll want to budget some funds for an upgraded audio system. Samsung makes some great soundbars with Atmos built in that you can add that turn this into an absolutely incredible home theater, or if you already have a system at home, you can use that too, and it will likely be better than the speakers that come with the TV. But you'll likely want to do something. Finally, the thin profile. Yes, it definitely has that wow factor. Just be cautious when you're moving it around, as it does have a fair amount of flex to it, especially on the 77-inch model. Otherwise, this is a ton of TV for the money. So if you're looking for a TV that puts out an awesome picture, whether you're watching HDR, SDR content, sports, movies, or gaming, this is one you should absolutely consider. It's not the least expensive TV out there, but it's not the most expensive either, and we think it punches way above its weight class, so it's worth every penny. Plus, we have sales throughout the year too, so be sure to check in with the experts here at Apt at the links in the description to find out about any of our current promotions. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the great new products that we carry here at Apt. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.